spent last night in Franklin. Nice little town. Stuffed my face with some food, laundry, all the usual stuff you do when you go in town. And a little while ago got dropped off back at Winding Stair Gap. Now I'm back in the woods. Just climbed up to this open meadow, and there's a trail behind me that leads up to Cheoah Bald. It's a 0.2 off the AT, but I think I'm gonna head up there and check it out. This is the top of Cheoah Bald. It's 5,212 feet. I had to put my jacket back on coming down from Cheoah Bald. It's cold and windy up there. Man, well worth it. But I'm sure as I keep going on the trail here, especially when I hit some ups, I'll be taking this jacket off again. It doesn't take long to warm up out here when you're moving. About to pass through Cheoah Gap. Small rain shower just passed through. Just a light rain, lasted for a few minutes and then it was gone. And I was thinking about the weather report I looked at this morning. 0% chance of rain. Clear, cool weather. And not to expect a lot of wind. So I guess the weather's different up here in the mountains. I kind of like that, the uncertainty of it. You really don't know what to expect. Coming up on the summit of Cheoah Bald at 5,336 feet, and the observation tower is right here. Here's what it looks like from the top of the tower. about to arrive at Cold Spring Shelter. I think I'll camp here tonight. Just 0.1 past the shelter, which is right on the trail, by the way, is the camping area, and there's some nice spots around here. I'm actually gonna set my tent up in the spot behind me. What I like about it is I'm gonna have that view for this evening. Left camp about half an hour ago, and right now I'm 3.2 miles away from Cheoah Bald. Looking forward to that one. But first, I think I'm just about to hit it. There's a 0.1 side trail to the summit of Rocky Bald. So I'm gonna check that out first. This is Rocky Bald at 5,095 feet. And there's actually a couple places to camp up here. Right over there. A couple places in there. Pretty nice. Just passed through Thru-Hike Gap. Arriving at the top of Cheoah Bald at 4,618 feet, and that is the observation tower. I'm on top of the observation tower, and you can see everything 360 degrees. Absolutely amazing. I can't believe everything you could see from the top of that observation tower. It is something else. I'm glad I got to do that. So I'm heading down now, and we'll make my way towards Nantahala Outdoor Center, the NOC. And I think that's about 6.5 miles ahead of me. This is so cool. Oh, look at that. Again, the trail surprises you. Made it to the NOC. I think I'll stop in here and get something to eat. Spent the night at the NOC. Leaving there right now. I stayed in one of their bunkhouses that they call the base camp, and I stayed in the Sali bunkhouse number 1. And I was going to keep going after I came through NOC yesterday, but I started looking at the elevation and looking at what the climb was going to be out of here, and it's going to be about a 3,300 foot climb. So I figure I'll spend the night and start that with fresh legs in the morning. Mountain laurels are in bloom up here. That's nice. I'm at a viewpoint called the Jump Up at 3,772 feet. And from over here, you can see the Nantahala River right through there. I'm 2 miles from the top of Cheoah Bald. That's at 5,052 feet. And I want to camp up there. But I think when I get there, it's still going to be early in the day, and I don't really want to waste half a day not hiking. Man, I do want to camp up there. Haven't decided yet. there's a shelter a little less than a mile ahead of me, the Sassafras Gap Shelter, and I believe they've got a spring or a stream or something there for water. So I guess if I decide to camp on top of the Bald, I'll stop there and grab the water I'll need for tonight. Just reached the top of Cheoah Bald. And I decided I'm not going to camp up here. It's just way too early in the day, so I'm going to keep going. But man, it is nice to be back above 5,000 feet. Just leaving out of Locust Grove Gap. Stopped there for a few minutes to grab some water from a spring. It was about 100 yards or so off the trail. And I'm gonna head to Brown Fork Gap Shelter. And I think that's where I'll stay tonight. It's about a little less than 5.5 miles ahead of me. Just passed through Cheoah Gap, so that puts me about a little over 2 miles to the shelter. Had a nice camping spot at the Brown Fork Gap Shelter last night. When I first got there, there was already some people in the shelter, and I didn't have any plans to stay in there. I really like my tent. I'm comfortable in there. And I got to the shelter and I looked around, and leading into the shelter and around it, there's no good places to camp. But the water source that is down the hill from the shelter, there's a big open spot down there with room for maybe 6-8 tents or so. So I went down there, set up, had a great night. And this morning, I'm on my way to the Fontana Dam. So I think it's about 13 miles ahead of me. I'll get there, rest for the rest of today, and hit the Smokies in the morning. A little overcast this morning. passing through Hogback Gap. They have benches here. Just passed through Yellow Creek Gap. I'm still 3.7 miles from Fontana Dam, but starting to get a view of it through the trees. Pretty cool. Left the Fontana Hilton a few minutes ago. That's where I spent the night. Nice shelter. Just down from the shelter, they've got real bathrooms and hot showers and a picnic area. Really cool place. Had a nice night there. And right now, crossing the Fontana Dam. This morning I'll be making my way into the Smokies. I've really been looking forward to that.